I'm here with Coach Mark Misch of the UCCS men's track and field. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Spring's here. We're getting some rain. We need the moisture. Can't beat it. Great to run in.
Now, Coach, last weekend you guys went to the RMAC Outdoor Championship. Tell me, how'd your team do?
It was a tough weekend, man. You know, we kind of came off of a great trip out to California, and we had a lot of guys PR, and obviously we redshirted a lot of our top guys outdoor, and so it wasn't that big of a deal. I guess for us this season, we kind of just knew that it was more of a developmental time. So, you know, Travis Anderson, Justin Bills, they ran great in the 800. Both ran season best, so you can't really argue with that. They really got after it, and and we had a couple other solid performances. Ryder Tam ran really tough. I felt like the men's 5K was just, it's a stacked race, and he ran tough. The weather conditions on Sunday when they ran were not good at all. I mean, it was very humid and hot. The sun came out after the rain and stuff, and windy, and so just kind of tough. Wanted to get through it, and but it's part of it, and you kind of have to look at the season as a whole, and where a lot of our guys are in development. Most of our team obviously is distance guys. Cross country is really their forte. It's where we've had success on a national level, so it was more of a developmental time for them.
And now, next week, you guys are heading to the Colorado Mines Last Chance meet. Kind of, what are your expectations for that?
We've got a few guys competing. Really, for most of them, it's just an opportunity to really end their season on a positive, nothing to lose. And other guys, we're done. We're just transitioning now. Some of them are kind of getting in the recovery mode from here in finals, and then we'll start kind of cranking it up for the cross-country season. I mean, we had our cross-country meeting last night, and 6 months to regionals, and that's really that's what we do. I mean, that's our number one with our program in terms of the distance side, and trying to get back to the NCAA championships every year, and so that's where a lot of those guys are kind of firing on. We do have a couple of our red shirts, McCall McCloskey and Carson Aberly are racing Friday night. Have a great opportunity out at the University of Oregon in the Twilight Meet, which is a special place to compete in our sport. Hayward Field is pretty legendary, so it's a neat opportunity since those guys are red shirt and to travel out there on their own, and they got into the meet. And so Kyle's running the 1500, Carson's running the 800. So we're hoping that'll be something great to talk about.
And then, Coach, it's been a great season. And, what have you learned as a coach, and what is this team taken away from this season?
Well, it's a tough question. I don't know what they've taken away, and I guess you have to ask them about it, I suppose. But, the number one thing with, a lot of our guys is we try to look at the big picture. The sport it's interesting because there's a lot of different ways to tally success. It's not like in a sport where a team walks on the field and one team wins, one team loses. I mean, you go into a meet and there might be an event with 60 people in it, and some kid gets 10th or 15th, but they've performed at a level higher than they ever have before. I mean, you have to look at that and say, man, that's great. That's all you can do as a coach is look at a kid's opportunity and see what they did with it, and then again, you're looking and say, well, that guy still be 80% of the field. So it's tough to say. I think the biggest deal is just guys getting better simply, and especially the depth that adds to the cross-country team in the fall. That's huge. But also, I feel like a lot of our young guys, like I said, Travis Anderson had a really good season as a freshman. I mean, he got a chance to compete at the Indoor National Championships on DMR, which is, worth a lot in terms of experience at this level. And he's done fantastic. But just overall, just keep getting better, and our guys looking forward to next season. We got a few guys racing the Boulder coming up, which is obviously a big race out here in Colorado, and that's good for them. And yeah, man, we just keep moving on, and we'll get ready for 2015 in the fall.
And like you said, cross country only 6 months away. How does it feel like barely getting a break? How does your team do? And is there any resting point?
Well, this is coming up's probably the best time for us. I mean, really, because you get to the spring and you have a lot of people in different situations, you know, whether it's health or guys are redshirting or whatever. But kind of we get through this and it's almost like a clean slate. And we have some guys who are really on the way up, ramping up for the fall. And like you said, August, you know, will be here soon. And that's when the show gets going for that. But these guys, you know, they have pretty big, you know, obviously their aspirations are high. I mean, when we've been one of really of a handful of teams that have been at the national championships throughout the last 4 years. So they know how this goes, and they know what the expectation level is. And every guy we have is important. We have a lot of guys that could contribute for us in the fall, and you know we don't know how that's going to play out. You never know what's going to happen with health, and not just our team but other teams. So you know everybody's really important. But they know that for us to be successful in November at regionals and hopefully the national meet, we have to be good in June and July and August. I mean, we have to train at the level that that kind of team does, and they do that. So right now it's just kind of like a circle the wagons time, you know, in May, and get everybody on the same page and moving forward. And they do a great job with the things that we need to do. They know what we're shooting for, and so it's kind of refreshing. You know, we get to June and take a breath, but they're ready to go. I mean, and they'll be excited. So no doubt about that.
Well, Coach, had a great season. The Double M, Mark Misch, the man, the myth, the legend. Great season. Can't wait for next year.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.